Okay, we have there one answer. Mm, we have more. For answers, okay, I'm going to give you 30 seconds more so we can share a little bit of the information that we have here. And at the end, I'm going to show you the program so you can see it and live a little bit the experience. Okay, so it encourages participation, it focuses on the necessity of the groups, it's more engaging, personalized activities according to their needs, of course, also different ways of engagement. It facilitates adaptation. Yeah, as you can see, it has, and it's not only for English. We're going to see that this one, we can use it for lots of subjects. If I want to focus on grammar, just grammar. If I want to focus on listening, just listening. If I want to focus on sciences. The good thing about this one is that I can use it for any type of subject that I want. So, the inclusion through technology, the idea is that we make this thing accessible for everyone. Not just for the ones that like gaming or for the ones that are there, but everyone has to have the chance to learn in the different ways. In this same line, students of different levels can contribute because maybe one student is good at programming, so that person is going to program. Other one is good at creating, so that person is going to work with the obstacles. The other one is more as for a good speaker, so what he or she is going to do is to explain why they did this project. Now, if I'm good at programming, but I don't like it exactly, but I like to find mistakes because we have some students that they are like really picky, no, and they like to find mistakes. We can have also this type of roles that they are going to help them to collaborate and not to be individually working, but also as a team. Of course, supports visual, auditory, and kinesthetic levels. The thing is that here they can go as far as they want to. If I just want to do something basic, I'm going to do maybe 3 obstacles, 10 questions, that's it. But if I want to do more, I'm going to create 20 questions, 10 obstacles, challenges, and lava, no, lots of things. That is the important thing about this one, and that's why it's accessible for everyone because at the end it promotes belonging. No, we are here together sharing. Also, we are equal at the, no, we are like, you're here, we can be teachers, we can be students, we can be coaches, we can be testers, we can be programmers, we can be whatever we want to be, but together. So how did this project work? It has a different section. Well, it has different steps. So the first thing was introduction. It was like, okay, guess what? You like programming, you like Roblox, you like playing. Let's take advantage of this. What is the thing that we're going to do? You're going to be divided in teams of between 3, 4 people. Why? Because each person has a role and each one of them has to participate. They decided the role they wanted to be. They wanted to be programmers, they wanted to be testers, they wanted to be the designers, they wanted to be the speakers. Those were the roles that were given. Then they selected the English topic. So some of them said, okay, I have problems with grammar. Our Roblox is going to focus on grammar, specifically and conditionals. Other teams said, we have problems with reading, and specifically, we have problems with skimming and scanning. Our Roblox is going to be about identifying keywords. Other students said, no, it's because listening, sometimes I don't understand the accents or I cannot catch the information if we have different like environments, so we're going to focus on listening. And everyone said, no, we want to focus on writing. We want to focus specifically on connectors, linkers, transition words. because we don't use them a lot and we need to know more. So they did a Roblox based on that. It was really open because they decided what and then what we did was to exchange. This team will give it to this team and the other team the grammar to listening, listening to speaking, speaking to grammar. So all of them at the end were able to test each and every of the Roblox games that they did. So then we had this tutor designed and the quiz design. They say we're going to create 25 questions. This question is going to focus on identifying conditionals. This question is going to focus on the use of adverbs. This question is going to focus on I don't know, gathering the information from skimming and scanning. Each of them, what they did was to have their template question, possible mistakes, and the answer that is, and the reason why that answer was the answer. Because at the end, it's not just memorizing, it's knowing why are we doing and we are speaking the way that we speak. Then when they had all the questions, what they did was a programming. So they had this code where they would ask Roblox program to say, okay, if this question is correct, you open the door. If this question is not correct, we cannot pass. And you're going to add this obstacle, you're going to put a little bit of lava, you're going to put a little bit of explosions. That is the part that they did. And then they would give feedback. Like, if the answer is not correct, try again. And they did the testing. So if I have this group of grammar, they would give it to the one of listening. The listening would try it and would give feedback. Like, okay, you know what? I like it. However, it was really easy, or it was really difficult, or I didn't know the answer. I didn't understand the instruction. They had these formats for feedback. So what they did was to write their observations for the testers, for once again the original team to do the adaptations needed for their final version. Finally, what they did was a presentation and they reflected on why were they doing the things that they were doing. And at the end, it's something about learning. What did they learn personally but also academically? No, because academically, okay, I learned grammar, I learned vocabulary, I learned listening, I learned lots of skills. But personally, what did I learn? Did I learn to be patient? Did I learn to talk with the others? Was I open with them? Because at the end, we need to have a balance of everything. No, we need to have the balance of academic things, but personal things, and also professional, because at the end, we have this Roblox that was going to be globally shared. So all these elements, what they did was to make this powerful tool for students to have a place and to use the things as they are, to feel really, really important. So visual learners designed, analytical students coded, and creative writers crafted the dialogues that were there. And even some students that they had difficult problems or attention difficulties or learning differences, at the end, they found a role, either as giving feedback, either as going and talking to the other team, but that everyone did something and belonged, they did. So in this way, this is the inclusion in action. It's not just accessing the information and using it, but also to take ownership of it. So here, for example, we have the roles, the script writers, the designers, the programmers, and the presenters. Each one of them had a different role. What are the things that we achieved? So we compared the results from previous generation to this generation. Previous was just studying, learning, memorizing. And with this one, students mentioned that they got higher motivation and engagement because it was their game, it was for them, and it was shared by other students. Also, it improved comprehension and logic. At the end, they understood why certifications asked what they asked. Like, it was not, it's because certifications, they are like super picky, it's either black or white. But now they know, because they measure that I know English, because I know how to do this, because I need to know the reasons why. They increased collaboration and digital confidence. At the end, they felt really good by doing these things. They were like, yeah, I can do more. I want, even though some of them told me, like, I want to do it with another topic. Go ahead. I mean, this is just the basis. You can do and you can go as far as you want. And finally, there was an evidence that they became a community of creators. They developed digital fluency, teamwork skills, they improved their comprehension, their grammar, the logic skills. So these were the things that we achieved with this. What is the thing that we learned, everyone, not only students, but also teachers? That technology used for a purpose works. Also, gamification increases engagement. And finally, that collaboration fosters community and creativity. All of them at the end did something, they learned something. So, this project demonstrates that technology does not replace great teachers. What it does is to amplify them. At the end, that is the role that we have to be taking. It's not like teachers are going to disappear. No, we are going with this technology, we are creating more things. When we guide students intentionally, it transforms everything. It transforms knowledge, it transforms test preparation into space of creation, into space of critical thinking, and into space of inclusion. So I don't know if you have some questions about this project that we did, but I would like to thank you for listening and for being here. And if you want, I can show you like just a little piece of the Roblox for you to have it. I can share you the QR so you can scan it and you can play one of the ones that students did. Let me see. Yeah, you
Pues,
can ask me questions.
ajá. Abrir este espacio para preguntas. ¿Alguno tiene alguna?
Comments. Here you can scan this QR and you can find the projects here, the ones that they did. So if you want to play it and give feedback, you can play and give us feedback.
Sí,
There
acá
is a
nos
question in the
dice.
chat.
Adelante.
Yeah, it's one question by Francisco Gonzalez. What inspired you to learn these techniques? And I would add another question just for you to answer. What type of team do you need in order to build all of this together? Let's suppose that we want to replicate something similar. What would someone need in order to do something like that? Yeah? And there are also just some congratulations for you that it was an enlightening presentation. And Leti Juarez asks you if you could share one of your examples, please.
Sure. Well, answering the first question, what inspired you to learn? What inspired you to learn these techniques? I would say that now, as we're surrounded for technology and everything is just technological, and students are really dependent on phone, I don't want to be enemy of technology. What intention here was to be friend of technology. Like, okay, I accept that you use technology, but for a purpose. It's not just I want it just because. So that's why with this project started like all my career for technology because like I was like we don't have to fight with technology. We have to make technology ours. So, and as they were saying, we have this program, no, which is just using technology, then doing technology part of our classrooms, then to be bigger technology, and then at the end to help with metacognition. So the thing is, this one we have here the program, which is substitution of technology, augmentation of technology, modification of technology, and redefinition of technology. In this case, what I wanted to do was to redefine. Students were like, it's not only using it, but making it mine. That's the thing. And as a teacher, what do you need to have this project or to replicate it? Well, I would say lots of patience because programming, it's sometimes if you don't put something correct, everything won't work. I would say programming passion, passion for transmitting it to your students, also giving them that freedom, controlled freedom to do what they want to do with programming, but not to exceed the limits, because at the end, it's not just, I just program and that, no, but there is a purpose. So I would say to have a clear purpose, to have this patience and this passion, this open mind, and finally to be able to learn, because this one I learned with them. We were learning together. So I would say those would be like the basic skills, and a good computer because you need to have a really good programs and memory. If not, your computer will crash. I say it for experience. Yeah. I see Pamela has, well, is raising her hand.
Yes, I just wanted to ask you, how did you find out that you could use Roblox as a um well as a method to teach? Like I don't know, it makes me curious about it because I would never imagine that, because I played in Roblox and I've been there, and it's not like the kind of platform that has educational games.
Mm-hmm.
So that was I find that really interesting that you um, thought from all the apps or all the games that are in the App Store, you thought about Roblox, and I could never imagine learning with Roblox. So I wanted to ask you, um, how did you find out that Roblox could help you in the teaching field?
I discovered by luck because some students were really restless, and I saw, what are you doing? And they tell me, it's because we're creating a world. And I was like, and what type of world you're creating? Oh, I'm creating a castle, I don't know what. So I was like, so can you do whatever you want in Roblox? Can you create dialogues? Can you face challenges? And they told me yes. So then I was like, oh, if we mixed English learning and certifications with Roblox, because I told them, is it easy to program? And they told me, well, you need to be patient, but yes, in one day you can create a world. So I was like, can you teach me? And they were, yeah, sure, teacher. Look, you enter here, you open this thing, you put, if this thing does this thing will do this one, no? So they taught me, and from there I was really curious, and I was like, okay, let me try doing it myself, because I cannot ask you for something that I cannot do. Huh? So I tried, and I was like, oh, it's really interesting, because you don't learn English. You also learn to program. You also learn to be patient. You learn lots of things. So the only thing is, I learned that you can transform any type of game into an educational game just if you have a specific objective.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. I see that Israel has a question as well.
Okay, thank you, teacher. I've got a question. Have you thought of or in the possibility of offering some courses to teachers like us?
Sure, I mean, if you want to have this training and this coding process and a course, yeah, why not? I can teach you from the basis, and from there you can transform it any subject that you want. You can create it for example, PG students, PG1, PG2, reading comprehension. Yeah, it can be adapted to any type of course from UNAM, or any type of school. So yeah, if you want, just send me a message, or I don't know if here we can give like a course, and I would be really delighted to give one.
Yeah, thank you. Because I think sometimes that we don't know that this existed, so we
Yeah.
are unaware of everything we can use.
Exactly. Yeah, and even this is just like the tip of the iceberg. We have like more programs that help you to teach. And this one, well, I would consider this one was like the most attractive for students.
Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Well, thank you, Melissa, for sharing with us all these important and interesting topics. And yeah, we would like to just say thank you.
Thank you very much, and we'll see you around.
Gracias, Melissa. Gracias a todos por su asistencia a esta primera parte de sesiones del día de hoy. Los invitamos a conectarse de nueva cuenta en punto de las 5 de la tarde para nuestras últimas 3 ponencias del día. Tenemos al doctor Jafred Espinosa Ramírez y la licenciada María Guadalupe Hernández Argueta con la conferencia Celita, Crónica, Alcance y Perspectiva de un oportuno foro académico. También tenemos al maestro Zamora Miranda Carlos Donizetti con la ponencia El uso de películas y series como una estrategia de aprendizaje del inglés. Y last but not least, tenemos al maestro José de Jesús Galván Muñoz y la doctora Xochitl Adriana Hernández Martínez con la ponencia El uso de la inteligencia artificial en la enseñanza de inglés en nivel superior. Entonces, gracias a todos. Nos vemos a las 5.